Welcome, dear listener, to another peaceful journey on bedtime myths and mysteries. Tonight, we invite you to slow your breathing, soften your gaze, and prepare for a gentle exploration of Nazar, also known as the evil eye, a storied belief shared across cultures, haunting and comforting in equal measure in this restful twilight. We'll drift through ancient origins, vibrant stories, calming remedies, and deep symbolism, all in hushed tones, woven for moments when your mind yearns for wonder and rest. Origins of the evil eye. Let us begin our voyage in the hush of time, perhaps millennia ago. The belief in an unseen, watchful glare capable of harm stretches across ancient Mesopotamia, classical Greece, Rome, Egypt, Anatolia, Persia, and beyond. In all these places, the power of envy or intense admiration was said to emanate like a radiant current from the gaze, leaving a trace of misfortune on the unwary. In ancient Greece, the Baskinos was more than superstition, it was a long-held cultural truth. Artists inscribed eyes on buildings, vessels, soldiers' shields, singing in visual harmony to ward off harmful stares. A tiny token, a scratched eye, an inscription. These were not mere protection, they were silent prayers, standing guard. Moving eastward, we encounter an earthy ritual in the markets of Egypt and the Levant. Here, mothers would clasp the hand of a newborn to insert a pin or sprinkle salt, tiny guardians against immediate malevolence. This gentle ceremony, quiet and delicate, consecrates, anchoring safety through simple gestures. As this myth traveled through caravans and sea lanes, it wove into the fabric of local cultures. In Persia, tales of the Nazar became almost musical, not just in myth, but in poetry, in everyday words, in lullabies whispered to protect children at bedtime. Allow your breathing to match the rhythm of this ancient current. Inhale, exhale. In ancient stories, breaths could be tainted by jealousy, so people learned to slow the world around them, lessening risk, reducing envy, cultivating calm. The psychology of the evil eye. As you rest in the arms of night, consider that Nazar is more than myth, it is a reflection of human psychology. We all feel pangs of envy, flickers of admiration. These emotions, subtle as a candle's wick, can feel powerful in circles of friends, families, even in our dreams. Modern psychologists sometimes speak of the envy syndrome, when the smile of another can echo in our mind, and perhaps, just perhaps, that echo leaks out, unnoticed, unfiltered. The cultural fear of the evil eye is, in part, a communal defense mechanism, a reminder to temper success with humility, to share praise freely, and to affirm the goodness of others. In social groups, the specter of the evil eye may have encouraged kindness, compassion, and generosity. When we acknowledge that envy can wound, even if unintentional, we are reminded to build a social space rooted in care, a concept that holds value whether one believes in spirits or not. Let your mind absorb this notion that every compliment, every admiring glance, holds potential to heal or hurt. It is not a burden, but an invitation to increase awareness, to practice gratitude, to share praise out loud. And now, as your breathing slows deeper, feel the balance between admiration and caution, a quiet center around which the mind can rest in harmony. Cultural stories and regional traditions across lands. Nazar takes many forms. In Turkey, the deep blue glass bead called the Nazar bonku hangs from homes, cars, or worn as an earring. Its concentric discs resemble an eye, simple, vivid, unblinking. Legends say its calming blue repels any harmful forces drawn to beauty or fortune. The beads are popular gifts, tokens of peace, and if one bead shatters, it is celebrated, a silent victory over a hidden threat. Travel east, and you find the Palestinian tradition of placing a small ring of salt on thresholds, especially doorways or cradles. Salt, with its purifying presence, becomes both literal and symbolic, clearing the unseen paths where malevolence might slip through. In parts of India, the gaze of the evil eye is addressed through public ceremonies. A baby's first outing may involve smudging votive offerings, with incense swirling like soft spirits around the infant, dispersed gently in hair or near eyes, washing away unseen clouds. Meanwhile, in rural Italy, especially the South, people make charms of Kernicello, small red horn-shaped amulets, hung in homes or worn as necklaces. These little horns evoke ancient pagan protections, carried forward in small personal rituals. Let's drift now across and lands. In Mexico, the Ojo is greeted with the wisdom of whispering Ogos, a softly repeated phrase, Aguas Ojo, literally water eye, signaling the need for caution. Used when someone feels envied or when vulnerability calls attention. Picture a mother in Marrakesh whispering a prayer into her child's ear, or a friend in Athens offering a tiny blue-eye stone when praise begins. These gestures are woven deeply into daily life, reminding us that in caring for one another, we also protect one another. Now, in this gentle space, let stories become visual. A Turkish market stall of blue beads gently turning. An Italian grandmother handing a Kernicello across the table. Salt grains sparkling in a tiny palm. As your eyelids grow heavier, relish the comfort of these traditions. They bind communities, enfold the vulnerable, and whisper of love disguised as ritual. The symbolism and meaning symbols hold power, and the eye, that ancient symbol, stares unblinking, reflecting back the world. Eyes have long represented awareness, wisdom, vigilance. In the symbol of the evil eye, the watchers and the watched meet, a dialogue that reminds us of humility under the gaze of others, but also of our innate strength to shield our inner light. Blue, too, carries resonance. Across cultures, blue stands for safety, peace, the sky, and see a vast expanse beyond reach of harm. Wearing or displaying blue beads is an invitation. Here is a field the eye cannot trespass. The horn shape of Kernicello taps, ancient fertility symbol, strong, curved, powerful. It draws on millennia of agricultural rites, where growing things, kids, crops, families must be met with both nourishment and protective boundary, and salt so simple, so elemental, preserves, wards off rot, connects us to the earth, the ocean, the essence of life. A pinch of salt, silently scattered, is a humble but universal shield. Close your eyes now. Visualize these symbols as soft sentinels, eyes of glass, horns of red coral, crystals of salt. Trust that each holds a quiet magic, a soft song of protection designed to lull not only the body but the spirit too. Healing and calming rituals. Some cultures greet foreseen envy with ritual acts designed to calm the soul. The following are soft, simple, and can be offered as part of a bedtime or self-care practice. The whispered affirmation. In Turkey, a simple mahala meaning as God has willed is whispered upon admiring someone. Repeat it quietly, mahala, mahala, acknowledging the beauty of another while easing internal friction. The pour of salt water. A small bowl of pure water with a pinch of salt can be placed on a windowsill or by your bedside. As the day ends, breathe slowly beside it, imagining worries dissolving into the water, carried safely away, the blue bead in dreaming. Keep a small piece of blue glass or bead near your pillow. Let the deep color cradle you through the night as an ancient eye that watches over your path. The silent prayer. In many Middle Eastern households, elders recite a short prayer or verse over a child's head. You can adapt this. Simply close your eyes and offer a blessing. May light surround you, may no harm shadow you. The earthing tidy before sleep, go barefoot on grass or soft earth. Even toenails and soles connect us, grounding the body and neutralizing the energy of the day. Let each breath accompany these rituals. Inhale, calm. Exhale, release. Feel your heart lighten, as if each sigh whispers itself into the blue night. Over time, these simple actions foster inner trust. They are symbols turned into touchstones, small reminders that, though minds can wander and anxiety can cloud, we always have choices: to anchor, to bless, to guard our tranquil centers. Stories of protection and redemption. Among the stories passed down, one precious tale from Anatolia remains. A young girl named Daylin was known in her village for her dancing, the swaying of her skirts, the light in her eyes. People would gather on festival nights, eager to feel the lift of her joy, but jealously brewed in a neighboring town. One traveler, a proud princess, watched ailing glow in midsummer moonlight. A single whispered curse followed her home. Soon after, Aelin fell silent, her laughter muted. The village elders recognized the signs of Nazar. They gathered salt, a blue bead, and circled her bed. They chanted blessings softly at first, then louder, each refrain weaving a tapestry of love around her. 3 nights later, Aelin's eyes fluttered open. A single tear rolled down her cheek, pictured as dark on her soft skin. But she rose, clear-voiced, unburdened. It was said the princess, who watched from her window, felt a weight in her heart. She rushed back to Aelin's village, bearing a gift, a strand of blue beads, a poem of homage. In the hush of the village square, they exchanged bead for poem, healing with words and color. Aelin danced again that night, but this time the princess danced too, their laughter mingling under a moon made gentle by belonging. As you drift now toward sleep, remember that stories are shields woven from community, from acknowledgement. They tell us, no one is immune to envy, yet no one stands alone. Bedtime affirmations and lullaby now. Let us weave a quiet lullaby of words. Whisper each line in your mind as your breath guides your spirit downward. By moonlight's glow and star-soft night, no harm may cloud my peaceful sight. By whispered prayer and tender care, I drift in safety, unaware. By cutting salt and cerulean bead, I rest in stillness, I am freed. By kindness given and joy received, no envious light shall be believed. Let these lines float through the quiet roof of your mind, each word like a gentle wave. Let them settle in your heart, a personal echo of protection and peace. Now release your thoughts. Let the rhythms of breathing and melody carry you deeper and deeper. Thank you, dear soul, for joining this twilight passage into the world of Nazar. May the ancient wisdom of salt, glass, words, and ritual guard your rest. May each breath remind you of quiet light, each symbol whispering, you belong to calm. When you wake, and you will carry with you these tender tokens of presence and protection. And should you ever sense the world's gaze upon you, repeat your own gentle prayer, weave your own modest ritual. Good night, gentle traveler. Until our voices meet again, may your dreams be soft, your worry unweathered, your spirit cradled in moonlight's blessing.